Hi, I'm Mike and I'm here to talk about eye and head alignment. Finding your center of vision is an important element to shooting pool, to be able to aim properly, to deliver the ball straight, to deliver the cue ball where you aimed it to go. So your eye dominance and the alignment of your head over your cue stick are two very important pieces. I'm going to start with your dominance, the eye dominance. Largely in the world, we have one or the other eye is slightly more dominant than the other. There are cases where there isn't an eye dominance. If you end up being in one of those in the category of you don't have a dominant eye, that's fine. Consistency is your key. You just pick a method, you pick what feels comfortable, you become consistent at it. Your body, your brain will make adjustments to assist in you delivering the ball straight. For the rest of us, the large group, we're going to try and figure out which dominant eye you have and then work with that for your head alignment and your aiming. So to find out which eye you have is dominant, what you'll do is pick a spot. Maybe it's on the wall, maybe it's on your table, about 6 to 8 feet away. You'll focus on that spot. You're going to create a small hole in your hands and just put your arms straight down. You focus on that spot. And you're going to bring your arms straight up until that spot is in that center. And that center is about the size of a pool ball. So if you think about just creating a pool ball in your hands, focus on the spot on the wall 6 to 8 feet away and bring your arms straight up. A nice motion. Now once you have that locked in place and you can see what you were still focused on, I want you to close one eye. So I'm going to close my left eye. I can still see what I was focused on. I close my right eye. I can no longer see. My hand is actually covering what my focal point was. So because I can still see my object in my right eye with my left eye closed, means I'm right eye dominant. I'm right-handed, I'm right eye dominant. So how do I use that? It's not as simple as just make sure the center of my eye is over the cue stick when I'm lining up. Your mind and your body will do different things once it's down. You have two eyes for a reason. It creates depth perception, and it creates a 3D model in your brain of what's on the table. Depth perception is very important to understand. How far do I need to hit it? How strong do I need to hit it? How far do I need to move the cue ball? So that is an incredibly important piece, and that's why we shoot with both eyes open. So what I'll need to do to line up for a shot is stand behind the shot. Since I am right-handed and right eye dominant, I can stand behind the shot. I'm going to put my right foot on the potting line. So if I imagine a line through the cue ball, back through my stick, down onto the floor. Now into affinity, there's a line on that floor that I'm going to put my right foot on. And I'm going to hunch, just put my weight onto that right foot. That will allow me to see the potting line straight, correctly. If you are right-handed and left eye dominant, you really want to square up as center as you can to that. And you might make a small shift to the right so that your left eye is slightly over that line. If you are left-handed, it's just the exact opposite. You can put your left foot on, hunch, put your weight on your left leg if you're left-handed and left eye dominant, and the exact same in reverse. So again, right-handed, I know the camera's in reverse, right-handed, right eye dominant. I'm going to put my right foot on the line and I'll put my weight, just shift my weight. That'll allow me to see the line. Where does my head go over the cue stick when I'm down for my shot? Again, like I said, it's not just under the center of the pupil. In most cases, it's closer to the tear duct. and it's because your brain's using information that it's received from its left eye. So what I can do to find out a really good head alignment is I've put the cue ball dead on the head spot. I'll move this camera slightly so you can see this. And I'm just going to put my cue stick on backwards for the weight, right up to the center of that and right along that, right on top of that diamond. And I'm going to move around a bit, make sure that looks straight. So now I can still stand behind it, put my weight on and drop down. But what I want to do at this point with the cue stick here is kind of move around the cue stick. I don't want to touch the cue stick. The cue stick is straight. The cue stick is straight to that ball. This is a straight line. I want to work with the straight line. So what I can do is, once I've come in, I will step on the line and I will step towards, but I'm not touching the cue stick, but I'm kind of just creating a big bridge around it. Okay, and I'm going to put my head over the cue to the point where I feel like I'm seeing the straight line that I know it is. I've already set this up to be a straight line. I don't need to adjust the cue ball, the cue stick, anything. I need to adjust my body and my head to get that center of vision. So once I'm over and I see what that looks like, I feel like what this looks like now. Where is my head? And again, for me, it is under my right tear duct. That's where the center of my cue stick will be. Others will be closer to the pupil. It might be straight in the middle of your face, and that's fine. This is all every body is different. There's millions of people out there. They're all a little different. So there is no consistency. For me, again, when I drop down to shoot, I can step into the cue, and I know that my right tear duct is what's over the cue stick. I can put my head down, and it will go right into that area of my face. So these are some things you can figure out to work with to try to figure out which eye you have is dominant, and then where to place your head. Again, all of this in an effort to shoot the ball correctly, shoot the ball straight. If you're hitting on the left or right side of the cue ball and you see it straight, well, you're going to be pushing the ball to the left or to the right. So if people are telling you you're constantly applying left English, you might be lined up incorrectly. So do some of these tricks, tips to figure out, am I looking at the true center, not just a perceived center, the center that you perceive to be through and through the straight shot.